Yeah, man, what's up? It's your boy Don Illuminati, back with another video. Yeah, alright, okay. You probably said, what the fuck is that on your face, dog? Kabashi, you know? It works for a purpose, you know? It's some frozen material. Yeah, kind of had to get outside and got roughed up, and roughed some people up, roughed the dude up, you know? Yeah, something like that, right? Hey man, what you expect? It's your boy Don Illuminati. Be outside. What up? Nah, real talk though, man. Yeah, I got a little swole going on. I guess I don't know, man. It was already swollen, but I kind of made matters worse tonight. You'll probably think I'm stupid if I tell you the explanation of why I got dirt in my hair and all that. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing but, a little horseplay, rough play, whatever, Yeah, so I met a skinhead tonight. We kind of roughed each other up, Yeah, so when I first met him, he I didn't know what kind of vibe to get from the bull. You feel me? But as he met me, he kind of started to realize I'm not like every other nigga out here, right? So I guess we became friends. Look what he did to me though. Oh shoot, swollen, right? It was already swollen a little bit, but it got a little bit more swollen. But I had to keep it 1,000 with y'all. It's literally my fault. It is my fault. So we was tussling out there. Not nothing real serious. He's probably like, yo, what you mean you ain't real serious? You talking about a real skinhead? No, nigga, a real skinhead. It's my friend now. And it's somebody that I could fight. It like literally, you feel me? So I put the Don Illuminati music on. I met this Caucasian dude maybe a couple weeks back or whatever, right? And I was having some troubles with my motorcycle today. He said he knew about airplanes. He fixed airplanes and stuff like that. So I called him for his help. He came through, right? And so I couldn't really get up with him today because then my mom came through and I kind of forgot she was coming too. So my mom pulled up like right after he pulled up because he was supposed to help me with the bike and this, that, and the third, right? But that's how I met the skinhead dude, through this dude, right? So, how am I gonna say this, man? So I told him, I was like, yo, damn, I forgot my mom's was coming through. It's kind of a bad time, bro. But I'm gonna get back up with you, man. I'm gonna need your help, right? I know you're probably like, yo, what this got to do with anything? Y'all better check this, man. Y'all better check this. You're like, yo, you got ice on your face, though, D. Nigga, it's my fault, okay? It's still my fault, right? All right? But the skinhead dude was kind of rough, all right? He was kind of rough. So, I told Boy that I was going to get back up with him, okay? Not the skinhead dude, but the dude that I met. And after I went bike riding with my mom, we had our day and all that. So then after she left, I hit him back up and I was like, yo, mom's just left. You know what I'm saying? So what you doing? You know what I mean? We're gonna parlay, right? Okay. And he was, you don't really know people until you know them, right? So he had gave me his address. I went over to his crib and everything. And then I started meeting a bunch of he kept on telling me, he's like, yeah, I got, like my friends are white. That's what he kept telling me. He was like, yeah, you mind if I call another white dude over? I'm like, yo, I don't know why the fuck you keep saying that shit, dog. I don't give a who you call over. It's your crib, right? You feel me? It was already a bull there, and I was just like, okay. He had the skinhead, he had the tattoos, he had all that. Y'all better listen up, man. The bull, that's my. I don't know. We homies now. We found somebody that we could fight. You probably said, yo, what was you out there fighting? Not necessarily, like really, but we just had to rough each other. Well, I had to rough him up. Well, I'm the one. I got an ice pack on my face, but I just came out of, y'all know the situation, right? It is what it is, man. But before we got to that part, I ended up getting to his crib or whatever. He kept calling white dude after white dude. Before you know it, I'm surrounded with like 5 white people. They all had a racist background. Just listen to what I'm telling you, dog. You're gonna say, what would you out there hanging out with racist niggas and shit? Yeah. They ain't racist though. Well, they said they grew up with a racist background. It's a difference. Especially in the way I'm about to tell you this story, man. Because they don't just take to anybody. And it'll show you, where people mind at and all that, right? So they feel comfortable telling me certain things like their background, their fathers, all of their fathers was racist, their families was racist. They told me that they grew up racist, all that, right? Okay, then what I'm here doing? What y'all want, throw me off the balcony or something? I don't care. I'm there and I'm showing them, the music. Y'all probably say, look, listen, bro. I'm telling you right now, nothing in my spirit was saying, yo, this, that, and the third. So what's going on right now is highly orchestrated. And so they were telling me the background and stuff like that, history, but how they have their own perspectives and, they don't want to be that. They ain't want to be that. But, when you raise a certain way, you still come with certain things or whatever. But it was almost like they was waiting for a nigga to act like a thug or something before they just like, I don't know. And he kept calling another white boy like, yo, come check this nigga out. Come check this now. Every white boy that came to the crib, I'm like, yo, what's going on, bro? You know what I mean? It's like, all right. It was like they was all there to meet me. It's like, yo, we found a nigga that's like, not like regular nigga. Y'all need to come see this motherfucker, right? So yeah, Don Illuminati sitting in the midst of pretty much all white boys with racist backgrounds, skinheads, tattoos, all that shit. That's who I was hanging out tonight. He probably said, well, I'm home, ain't it? Right? We shook on everything, right? I grabbed him up though, but he was talking real crazy though. But after I put my music on, as soon as I put my music on, he was like, yo, some shit just started changing in this mug. And then I seen the other boy looking at him like, really? Like the boy that I initially met. He looking at boy like really? Like, you cool with him? So I had to keep it even, because I didn't want him to feel like me and the skinhead boy is getting along better. Whatever y'all had going on, you like, yo, like, you really feeling this nigga like that? Right? And it was like, is he feeling you more than he feeling me? Like, nah, I dispersed out my energy evenly to them all. Showing love, all that regular shit, bro. Letting them know that I don't give a damn what kind of background you from and all that. We could chill, we could parlay, we talking about certain shit, and we gonna put this shit on the table, dog. I ain't gonna go too far with all the conversations that was had tonight. This is a real interesting situation. As I hold the kiboshi on my face, yeah, hello y'all, it's your boy Don Illuminati. All right. So you saying, what happened? Okay, well, what happened was, Bull got a little extra hype after he started hearing my music. I said, you like an anarchy type mod, right? I said, you like anarchy music? I was like, yeah. And I said, yo, put this Don Illuminati on. I said, it's more of my name. He started listening to music. He was like, yo, this is getting me hyped. Yo, this make me want to go. Yeah, I ain't going to say too much further, all right? It made him want to do something tonight. Then the more songs I kept playing, the more the skinhead boy was getting amped up. And mind you, he the tough one out of all the 5 niggas that was there, or Caucasians, okay? So I'm gonna tell you like this. If I can deal in a circumstance where I just came from and what we head into, we're literally damn near in the middle of a fucking race war. And there I am amongst 5 Caucasians that grew up with a racist background, still got some little antics to them or whatever. But let's see if we can settle this. with somebody that you never knew that can be possible for you to know, right? I understand where they come from, because there's certain things you can't change about a person's upbringing, but they can change it. And even if they 50% or they tried, right? Because even the boy went outside and he was like, yo, don't steal nothing. And as he was leaving the door, he was like, yeah, I still got some racist jokes, but I don't know if you get it or not. I said, ha ha ha. Yeah, they ain't racist. Because you don't really know me like that. I don't know if you know what I can take. You might say, well, I'm dealing with them. Well, because they never mind that part, right? This ain't no brotherhood, but this was a connection. It was a real meet. It was real orchestration going on that was orchestrated, but they understood because they saw the spirit of the Don Illuminati that Christ put inside of me. Now, when we was out there, I eventually said, y'all believe in God, dude, right? All y'all believe in God? Everybody said, yeah, we all believe in God, you know what I mean? Except him. It was this one dude, and then he started talking about this, that, and the third. They got real deep into Greek mythology, this, that, and the third. I kind of sat back out of it, and the skinhead boy started talking that Christ talk. I don't know what it was. Bo was highly drunk, right? Super tipsy. But I'm gonna tell you what he was saying. He was saying, because he was actually defending why people should believe in God. It was his explanations was crazy. All right, and I already asked him. I was like, yo, you mind if I you ever did a podcast? You ever down to do a podcast or whatever? Because mind you got to make people feel comfortable. Don't give a damn who they are. He was like, no, I really didn't think about it. But, I'm like, yeah, if I asked you to do one for me, would you do it to give these explanations that I seen you doing for him, right? Because some shit started coming out. You wouldn't believe it. So he said, yeah, he'll do it, right? So it's a very possibility that we might have him up here, right? Now, I don't know what else he has on him. Other mugs are saying that he probably has swastika tattoos on him. I don't know, because I ain't seen the back or whatever, but that's what the other boy was saying. He was saying that he had this and that. I don't know. But I know that he was like, he's like, sure, like, you feel me? I said, yeah, And you might say, well, don't trust this, that, and the third, bro. He went so hard explaining to the other dude who was pretty much agnostic. I had to sit back and start listening. I started taking tips. You might say, well, then how did you and him? We didn't get into it. Like I said, he started talking rough because he was amped up from my music, and he started wanting to fight. He wanted to fight somebody. Then they wanted to race cars and all this, that, and the third. They got the Beamers and fast cars and all that. And I'm telling them, like, nah, we not doing this. That's not a good idea, dog. First of all, I don't believe in drinking and driving, let alone drinking and racing, bro. I don't give a damn what y'all is, right? I'm here. I said, if y'all do this, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting y'all know right now, I ain't with it. I'm saying don't do it, right? Y'all can do what you want, but if y'all don't do that, then I'm out, right? So this month just wouldn't shut up. Like the one boy was saying, yo, this nigga been going for 2 hours. Now he want to do this. Now he want to do that. And they're military, right? So you got the one boy that's rough, right? He rough. He rough. I know a rough person when I see him, all right? And it was the scan boy. So we go outside to look at the cars because we trying to figure out, who could be who in racing and all that. And he might want to change his mind by the sound of the engine. So we out there, we in the apartment complex. It's getting loud. These niggas is revving up engines and all this, that, and the third. Mind you, nothing but white boys out there. I'm the only nigga in this circle right now. People probably looking out there wondering, like, yo, what the they doing out here, bro? So he starts getting rough outside. And I was just like, yeah, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you just gotta get toughened up. He was like, yo, somebody want to box? Like, started getting on that aggressive shit, like, you know box. And I was like, yeah, you know, I'm the one that ain't supposed to be, I guess, doing anything, but I don't know. The dude started amping me up. He was amped up by my music, so he getting all hyped up. Now you amping me up because you being tough right now, and you want some action, and none of the other white boys wanted to do nothing with him. So I was like, yeah. I was like, man, you ain't really about that. And I was like, boom, hit him. It's like, you ain't gonna, what you gonna do, huh? Right? And then but that's why I said, like, I don't think they're not used to that kind of activity with black people. Okay, so it was more like, hold up, no, this is fun. Hold on, what are we doing? He didn't see it coming. So eventually I ended up grabbing him. I was like, what you gonna do now? Boom, got him, locked up on him. Said, what you gonna do now? Start slinging and stuff, you feel me? And he kind of just like went limp, started letting me sling around. I said, nah, dog. I said, hold up. Then we kind of chilled out. I was like, yo, bro, don't just let me grab you up like that, dog. I mean, you talking like this, then third. We're here now, right? Let's get it. Get some of that aggression out, right? I don't got nothing with me. I'm just kind of a rough dude, my damn self. Sorry, right? So we hanging out with these mugs. We done talked about, well, they did, American History X. They want to bring that shit up, this, that, and third. It's cool. It's cool. I'm cool with all that. What about y'all? Let's see what we doing here. What are we gonna do? We got plenty of things we can do here, right? In operation. Part of it is, I understand my man right here, he sound like he want to get his chin up. Nobody want to box him. Nobody want to, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what aggression it was towards. So, you know, at the end of the day, he has it in him. A lot of people just have that. And this ain't a white or black thing. This is a man thing for certain men. Okay? So the other ones was like, man, I ain't doing that. I don't spar, or I don't fight amongst our friends. I'll shoot a mug. I'm like, yeah, but you gonna shoot a mug, then you need to fall back, bro. Like, my man's not talking about this, that, and the third. He just, you know, I understand where he coming from, and he's pretty hyped. And honestly, because of me, he like this right now. But it ain't no hate against black people. I'm telling you right now, if they did have anything against black people after the night, they like, yo, what the fuck just happened? Why we got a homie right now that came through, roughed him up, and they want to see me again? I told him, I said, all right, cause after this, I said, yo, I gotta let my face heal, bro. And after my face heal, you know, we gonna do this again. And I said, you better not hold back. So after the first time I grabbed him or whatever, I ended up letting him go, right? Because I see like he tried to go like limp mode, like, yo, what are we doing? Were we fighting now, or what the heck is going on? Because I just met him today. I just met him today, right? So then I walked up on him again and was like, yo, Doc, do something, Doc, do something. I kind of punched him in his chest a little bit right here. No, not a real one, but just like, come on, Doc. Boom, you tough, right? That's, you know what I mean? And then I put myself where he could like grab me and shit and say, now do something. So he grabbed me. So he started to like, all right, okay, I guess it's safe to do this because the nigga said we doing it, right? So he grabs me. You know how so I go like this and shit so you can grab around me. And then he started grabbing, and then we started tussling. So I let him get the better hand off the rip, grabbed him up from the inside, shaking this nigga like, rah, nigga, a pit bull, nigga, what's up? So I seen him start to get rough. I said, bet, got you, we want you. Gripped him up like this, boom, slammed him on his motherfucking head on the ground, dog. Fact, dog. So we on the ground, tussling and shit. You know what I'm saying? I got this nigga in the headlock. He got me around the neck and shit. And then I turned around somehow and put my knee in his fucking neck. And yeah, dog, in the middle of the apartment complex, people out there watching this shit, probably like, yo, what the fuck is going on? This nigga out here fighting for real, or nah? Had it been anybody else, it could have turned into something real, right? But let's just test what it really is. It's either love or fun. you know? But after that talk on the balcony, I already know where he kind of at when it come to, God or something, right? All right. And it ain't that racist God that other people saying, but because of how he's brung up, his appearance is going to confuse the fuck out of y'all. Now, depending on how y'all take it, that other side might come out and it might be real. But for me, even in the midst of his homies, I ain't know none of them out here, right? Right? It was just a little different. This is probably the most unexplainable thing. You would say, yeah, says the nigga with the kiboshi on his face. I'm the one that started it, right? But it's because I already know how far I can go with certain circumstances. If he wanted to get serious, you can get serious, you want. Right? But don't get serious, right? All right? So we already kind of established some kind of connection. I met you through your bull, whatever, this, that, and the third. And so we on the ground tussling, man. We on the ground tussling. And I kind of forgot, I literally had surgery not too long ago, right? But it wasn't that serious. So at the same time, I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, okay, this hatred versus white and black, or whatever was instilled in these people, it don't run that motherfucking deep. And it ain't about testing a nigga like this, that, and the third. But it's about breaking those old curses. And you can even do it with the line of, the line of violence. But in a controlled way, right? But because he likes that shit, that's why I end up loving what just happened. Because none of his other homies wanted to do nothing, right? But I did. And I'm the one that grabbed him. And guess what? He was exactly what I thought he was. Not a punk, not a chump. He's a tough guy. He tough. After I slammed him on the ground, we done got through that, and this, that, and the third, we got up. The horn started going off because one of his keys hit the joint, and because he got Hemi and all that shit. We out there making noise, all right? Making noise. And I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. I mean, it's the same bull I might put on here. You check it for yourself, and we can get back on here and show y'all, like how we do, right? But I told him after I heal, right? You, my friend, got somebody you can fight. You want to box? If you feel like your niggas are some punk ass niggas, and you don't know, sometimes you got that little aggression on you want to punch on something. Come on, dog. Tell you niggas I got 8 pair of boxing gloves at the fucking crib, my nigga. Right? Let's get it in. All y'all put some gloves on, and let's have a Royal Rumble. Cause me, I'm here. I'm finna knock all you niggas out. Right? We had fun. You probably figure how this happened. That racist shit is bullshit. Bullshit. Cause I know what I saw tonight. But I'm gonna tell you like this. It's all if you can control your energy. They was like, but they was trying to discuss between each other, like, why is these songs so hard, but why is he so soft-spoken, right? Like, but they couldn't figure it out. Because this is what God been showing me, dog. It really confuses the enemy to the point where you trick them into love. To the point where you could get rough with them and the hate won't even come out. That's what I just experienced. And it turned into what you could have seen turning into something else if you was playing with your cousin. That was between me and him. If it was really real, where's that? Because you was dressed up in the occasion. I know what the bull had me there for, and he was like, I want to see how this, like, my other bull would take to this nigga, right? Not right? Today I'm not I don't know who they call her. You probably say, yo, why are you nigga? You better listen to what I'm saying. it's just an example of how when you project yourself a certain way, it turns all that activity off. And sometimes you get to see the other side of people that you probably would have never seen. Because let me keep it 1,000 with you. They wasn't taught to see another side like that. But if you forced to, through intellect, through composure, and just generally being humble and cool, right? This ain't that important, right? Mind you, I still got a little swelling that was going on anyway, right? But just any extra activity that I'm doing is, but it is what it is, man. Look, I don't know what I did when I was driving home. I'm like, Lord, man, what the is going on with me, man? Like, Lord, help me out, cause I don't know what I'm doing, man. I think I was stupid, but nothing. Everything happens for a reason. And even out of this, I saw something, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is what I was supposed to see, because it's a deeper explanation than what I seen in this outcome. This is why I'm giving this conclusion right now, because I'm telling you what I saw. It's a little deeper than that. But let's per se, these ain't 100% racist people, right? So what about these other people that's riding around and they've been taught the same thing? It's not 100%. Maybe some of them is. Maybe I haven't ran across them yet. But I had 5 white dudes in my vicinity. I'm in their vicinity, actually. And they all explained to me how they used to be racist. Used to be. And they say, well, I still got a little bit with me, type shit. But the who? We just been through all that tonight. I ain't feel that. I didn't. Ask these motherfuckers, did we have fun tonight? Huh? Y'all had a blast, didn't you? Especially my mans that got tossed all over on the ground, dog. Right? Fun for him. But who brung it out? The energy that I had. It was in my music. Brung it out of him. He couldn't ride against me like that. He wanted to ride on something else. And guess what? He literally picked out the same bar I wanted to target. Why y'all was saying this? Y'all picking the same joint, right? Okay. Well, damn, look like we got something in common here. We do. We know who the enemy is. Regardless of how they was raised, bruh. But see, they didn't think that I knew the enemy as well. If you see what I'm wearing right now, everything about me is black and white right now, including the pants and all that. You feel me? Black and white, dog. I say, you see how I am? I said, nigga, we the yin yang. Because the yin yang is the full whole. We set the tone. It's the balance. If you come in one side, nigga, you ain't balanced, period. You want to be balanced? You want to have control? Then this is how you gonna rock. That's what I was saying. You don't think these niggas was feeling that talk, my nigga? Huh? I guess they was there to observe me and calling some type of meeting to see like, yo, we got a nigga over here. You niggas need to see. They all came through. They was calling them on the phone and they was coming. They kept popping up. Like 10 off the showed up tonight. Met me and everything. It was like, all right. Nigga, they checked me out. What's that? You tell me. I would have never expected no shit like that. Y'all wouldn't. If you got sour thoughts about what I'm saying right now, you still the type of person that's gonna fall due to the same bullshit. Cause you don't know how to conduct. You still got energies of you playing one side of some shit, man. Alright? I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you. Look at the climate of everything that's going on right now in society, bruh. But you got a nigga out here wrestling with skinheads and shaking hands and dapping up, and we walking back into the what's the name? I got him like this, like yo, all up, bro, all up. No, it was nothing fake about that. Cause if it was, it would have came out in the middle of the duty when I had my fucking knee in this nigga neck like motherfucking Kaepernick him up. Huh? I had my knee in his neck, nigga. Huh? While his boys just sat back and watched like, yo, what the fuck is going on? They looking at his man's like, yo, did nigga that you just met, dog, is he alright? What's going on? They didn't even know, cause they ain't see that coming. But like I said, I'm kind of a rough dude myself, so you want to get rough around me, then fucking let's get rough, bro. You says you want to do this cause you feel like it. Well, I think it'd be better that me and you do this than y'all going racing and doing this other dumb shit, or going to that spot you talking about picking out, cause that shit ain't gonna end well. Do you understand what I'm saying? It ain't. So let's do what we gotta do here. Let's get some of this animosity, aggression, all that off your chest in a real way. When Aaron the Plumber saying that, in a real way, bro. Let's get this off the chest. And not for me. I'm just already a certain way, right? But for him per se, okay? Because I wasn't brung up in that type of background to hate white people or nothing. I wasn't forced by my family to hate white people and all that. I wasn't, okay? So I'm pretty sure never in their life could they ever see themselves in a situation like that, and they actually just rooting this one nigga on. Like, yo, this nigga with us. Hold on. We don't have to hate this motherfucker. Do you understand? First of all, look who brought him through. Right? And then that transpired with one of the toughest ones out of their group. Okay? The one with the tats, with the barbed wire and all that shit. I'm telling you, you can say it's fake all you want. It all depends on who he running into. And I explained to them, I got thousands of customers. Okay? And plenty of them are, you know what? Okay? But when they deal with me, I get tips and this, that, and the third out of them, this, that, and the third, right? All day. I said, but they the same type of people, right? It's your folks. They got Confederate flags and this, that, and the third, and they pretty racist, all right? They're pretty racist. But I told them they the same type of people that neither one of y'all could just walk right up on their property where I'm putting a shotgun in your face ready to blow your head off. They was all like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. They tipping me, writing me checks, sign me out, call me back the next year and refer me to their family, nigga. Like this one here, yeah, he cool. Hey, you can say what you want. I don't play sides here. I just be me, and I don't come at shit one side. You got that energy of that one side shit. That's what's gonna draw that. That's all I'm saying. You think it's a fucking lie? You understand? Hey, and I get it. You might say, hey, oh, well, we're Hebrew Israelites and you messing with Esau. And man, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. This is a prime example of what you need to learn because of the times we living in right now. You can't have that in you, dog. I don't give a damn how much you want to talk about God. When you start being one-sided about this shit, nobody's going to favor that. I mean, maybe one side. If you're really a leader, do you really hold balance? Because that shit don't come with one side, my nigga. It comes with both sides. The good and the bad. The dark and the light. Right? Okay. So, even I didn't understand what I was doing at the particular time. I was just kind of like, I guess, going with the flow. And feeling the vibe of everything. And it was just, it was more of a learning experience for me in everything that I saw tonight. That's why I say, I'm not going to say that they were talking super heavy when it comes to, ain't nobody say drop no N-bombs and all that. But they were not afraid to tell me that they had a little bit of that in. Okay? But somehow, why y'all want to hang out with me? Why are you calling every one of your Caucasians in the book to come over and check me out? And they all came like basically like, is that him? What's going on, bro? Don Illuminati, nice to meet you. Da-da-da-da. Have a seat. This is what we doing here. What we doing? They came over to check out who Don Illuminati is. Do you think it's a plot and plan behind this? You could say it is. I saw everything that needed to come out, and I'm gonna tell y'all like this right now. You keep being one-sided out there, and anybody that could have gave you a chance ain't going to. Even your own friends, which you think they're your friends, but they really your foes at the end of the day, and they look just like you. So you couldn't even have gotten into a situation like that with your own peoples without it turning into something else. But somehow, I just met these motherfuckers. And what? What is it? What is it? You tell me. I'm telling you right now. You try to tell me something different. You ain't been in this situation. Okay? Joel kind of, you know, I was wrestling around a little bit. I'm all right. But see, when you get into aggressive mode and then you become active, all kind of things will come out, especially when a mother is drunk. Okay? There's two things you're going to see come out. The truth come out when a person's drunk or when they get aggressive and things are aroused and aggression and all that. Mind you, you gotta be in aggression if you are in some physical altercation. It doesn't matter if it's altercation or not. It's a physical, spar violence. He didn't ask me to do that. He didn't see it coming. I just started being who I am. As if one of my cousins play like that around me, I feel okay to be like, all right, well then what's up then? Bop. So I just slammed him on the ground and all that and everything, doing all this, that, and the third. I fucking picked him up off the ground and said, give me that bald head, and started rubbing on that shit. Told you I was gonna rub your fucking head. Told you to rub your fucking head when we done, duck. Yeah. He kind of bruised up on his head. I said, look. I told his boy, look at that. I put paint on his ass. And he was just keeping his composure. Why? What he was doing it for? He was doing it for me. Had it been you one-sided motherfuckers, it wouldn't have went that way. I'm telling you right now. He had to be strong because, when you get that sign of a little bit of embarrassment, like, yo, did this really happen? Breathing is a little different. The eye contact a little different. It was only like 2% of that, in which he was fighting himself, skin and tooth and all that, to say, I ain't turning this on with this brother. This brother right here, I already feel like, right? We've been hanging out already. Now all of a sudden this nigga does this and what? But I also gave him the opportunity. Come on, dog, yoke me up. And he went for it. And I still slammed his ass on the ground. Huh? Picked him up. Boom! Back of his head smashed and everything. And I was like, yo, I said, before I left and everything, I was like, yo, you good, bro? He's like, yeah, I'm good. He's still playing the tough road. I said, yo, you sure? You ain't hurt or nothing, you good? Because he said, yeah, I'm good. I said, yeah, right now. I said, tomorrow I might say something different. So slamming on the ground pretty hard, bro. And honestly, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what the hell happened. I feel like it could have went bad. That hit, because it hit, we were in the grass, but still, it kind of hit kind of hard. And I told him, I said, yo, when I came down on top of you, I ain't really mean to, like, your head to smack the ground and all that shit like that, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Like, you drunk, you getting rough, and I don't know what happened. I said, you amplified me. You was listening to my you got hyped. You want to be on some other type time now, because you feeling good that you got a nigga that can understand you. They feel in bondage with that racism shit, bro. But it's going to take something different to you know what I'm saying? To put that shit in a cage. But they're in full control of that. But so are you. So are you. With your animosity, your ideology, and all that. You understand about changing things? If you could do that, then how can you not set the example? Somebody like that, like me, right? And what was applied tonight in that example is the type of person that's going to take for leadership out here, bro. That's all I'm saying. Y'all niggas, and we got all these motherfuckers out here faking the funk, trying to be like they the men of God, and we're leaders of the community. The community, what community? Just the Israelite community? Or of all nations? That includes people who are brung up in racist shit, bro. How do you extend the bridge to those people? How? I mean, maybe I did it. Maybe that ain't the right way. You might say so. But how far can y'all actually go? Without something transpiring in a negative way. You know why I didn't? Because there was no negativity in me. And they seen that from the start to the finish of being around me today. Nothing about it. It was just real man shit. All right? Because honestly, you can't hide behind when I bring it out of you. And you would only have to understand the conversations that we had to understand why I went this way. Very intellectual. Plenty of conversations before it went down. I had them listening to me, man. All right? On some real talk. Like, they never heard a brother talk like this. So I got to tell you, like, on some real tight time, it's almost like they fell in love with who I am, bro. Before they can even be who they thought they were raised to be. Because if you was raised to be that, well, if you stand in my vicinity, you really gotta be an evil mug. You can't. I'm telling you, I feel like a lot of people, they just think they're racist. You might say something else. Okay? I mean, how far do you really gotta go to walk around with a shaved head and the tats that represent everything that they don't want to be? Only until when you meet a brother like me, you see clearly you don't want to be that anymore. That is what leadership does. Because it shows that whatever leadership that they was being led from before, it ain't real leadership. It's like, this is the person that I would allow to reprimand me, to explain things to me, to rough me up even. Right? On a serious note, this shit really went down, dog. Not just one motherfucker understood this shit. All of them. I guarantee you, even myself, none of us have ever seen or experienced anything like this in our entire lives. Probably the last time any of them ever been in an altercation with a black person, they probably got beat up. They told me certain stories, but they ain't tell me the rest. When he was in the room punching shit, spitting out the word and all that, they ain't tell me none of that. But dude, come on. They led me all the way up to the point to let me know, like, yeah, I've been really like this, but I can't be like this with you. No matter how tough you get with me, as long as it's peacefully orchestrated. Peacefully orchestrated. So do you see how this could get you at least ahead in the journey that we taking place in? If you are a person of color, you got to set the example, bro. You just do. Because people can see that, bro. And it's not ignored as much as you think it is. When you think that they're ignoring it, it's just because you're still one-sided. You don't believe in who the Most High made you to be. He made you a person to be able to change things. You think racism is the strongest enemy we have? No, satanic. And Satanism is. And it's the enemy of all of us. But like I told you, if you can somehow be balanced as a whole, then that satanic realm has no authority. Not over this side or that side. And I heard what Bull was saying to the agnostic Bull. And I sat back and listened because someone was telling me like, yo, this ain't your fight. This was meant for me to see. So I watched them kind of battle. And they were battling hard. And the skinhead was going ham. Sticking up for God. Somehow he probably like, yo, what the hell am I doing? Went ham on the agnostics. The other boy told me clearly, well, I asked him, because I said, well, you explaining all this about what this person did to you, that the third, your mother did this, that, and the third. Your mother was controlled by the devil, blah, blah, blah. Would you have rather been raised by your mother or your father? He said, I would still rather be raised by my mother. I said, okay, well then you're saying that you would rather the enemy, Satan, feeling as an advocate to teach you things in life versus God. He said his excuse was Satan would teach him better because he would go through those things that would make him fight so much more, that this, that, and the third. So that's the reason why you would choose to relive being learned by Satan all over again. As you can see, it lost cause, that one. But that was literally like 1 out of 5, dog. Mind you, I held back and I watched them. They were battling against me. He wasn't battling against me. He was battling against the spirit of God because he wants to see things one-sided, and that's what the skinhead boy was trying to tell him. In order for you to understand good or blessings or God, you gotta see the other side of things, because you wouldn't know what blessed was like if you didn't have a curse. You wouldn't know what good was like if you didn't go through the evil. And God tests you. God does all of those things. That's what you need to see. But if you see it one side, that's literally just satanic, my nigga. And that's what I was like, yo. I said, that's why I started asking, like, yo, bro, you ever been on a podcast? Because before, he didn't even open up to me that well, the skinhead boy, when I first met him. It took some minutes. But what was he doing? He was observing, gaining understanding of who I am. So he shook it off and was like, hold on. I believe in God. I don't, fuck this racist shit. Like, hold on. What do I know about God? Besides whatever anybody else is telling me or whatever else I've been taught, what do you know? Because I told him, the only time y'all gonna get balanced is if you coming from your own. If somebody else got control of that and your perspective in life, you have no power. So they wanted to prove their own power. And what turned out? Well, there you go, dog. I know at the end of the night, that was just a rustle and tussle. It was almost like a test to see, was you really about this life? Or is you gonna get shooken up and something gonna come out? Cause nigga, that can easily happen. Bull was completely like, he was just, he was drunk. Not all the way drunk, but drunk enough. But once he heard that music, bro, he didn't give a damn. He was like, I don't give a damn. I like this shit. This is the energy that I want to rock with. Even if my other white friends don't want to rock with it. And what you got? Don Illuminati saying, yeah, and I'm going to rock with you. What, you ready? Where you want to go, dog? Huh? Who you going to get to be on your side like that? Your cousin? Your brother? Your uncle? You talking about the same motherfuckers that try to force you some shit. That'll probably rock on you if you ain't rocking what they say. You your own man, right? How you feel about the situation? How do you feel about God on your own? They didn't like what they were taught. The more they saw me talking, the more I express who I am. I am representing our community, my nigga. Not only that, It's allowing people to know, yo, if you're one-sided on this, you ain't no better than the people you've been taught against. So how well are you willing to fight against it? Well, let's see. Grip this ass up. That was like the Spirit of God or something. I don't know. Just to see, you still got any of it in you? Is there anything there? That's not what I was trying to figure out. Maybe the Lord himself was trying to figure that out. And we did. Because there was nothing there after this. Okay? It was nothing but handshakes and hugs, bro. I hugged the skinhead tonight. Wrestled him to the ground. All that. Just met him today. You feel me? You're probably saying, yo, Don, you something wrong with you, bro. And nah, but that's what I asked the Lord. I said, Lord, what the hell this happened tonight, man? What am I doing? Right? You'll probably say, yo, he's supposed to be wearing that. Look, Lord got my back, bro. Lord, not gonna let nothing happen to me. Mind you, I said, you know, I probably wouldn't have this ice pack on my side right now, right? Because it was just, you know, I guess a little strain or something. It ain't that bad, bro. Come on. I literally had to get a tooth pulled and had a hole in my neck. Okay, it's not healed all the way, but you know, what you gonna do, right? Could be worse situations than that. Besides the fact, nobody was out there trying to kill each other. Okay, and we got to the point where we both like grabbed each other, gripped up. I got my arm around his neck, choking him out, knee in his neck too, and he got his arm around my jaw. So what else is we gonna do? We can't even roll no more. So we kind of just gotta be like, all right, you done? Yeah. All right, let's get up. I gave the boy some fun. Gave him what he wanted. I gave him what he needed. Because that's what is needed. You know what it is? It's balance. And it's about as simple as that, man. So we're going on 52 minutes. I had no idea, bro. I thought we probably would have been around 25 minutes or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. But crazy situation, right? I got more stories coming, dude. Okay? Don Killuminati is a motherfucker. That's what you niggas need to know. Y'all niggas be still acting like you don't know who the fuck I am. But you gonna learn, dog. You're gonna fucking learn. So how powerful is that? Huh? 10 new motherfuckers that ain't even my color, dog. That understand the mission. What we really talking about is what you... I don't even want to say it. I ain't gonna say Hebrew Israelites because I'm a Hebrew Israelite. But you know these mugs that's out here marching around and this, that, and the third. Nothing's good's gonna come for them. These niggas in the purple and all that. Nothing's good's coming. You're one-sided. You are not a leader. If you keep playing that shit, you're gonna fucking die out here. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you, bro. Alright? Because you don't have the ability to change nothing. You just don't got it in you. Okay? So when you see some shit, you respect some shit. And that is what it is, man. Till next time, it's your boy Don Killuminati. Love y'all. Peace. Ain't no war outside.